Your news for the state of Tennessee in 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 is made possible by Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Hera at WSMV in Nashville. Police say that a Middle Tennessee mother was hit by a car as she pushed a stroller carrying her baby. Police say the driver, who just kept going, is now in custody. So this happened near an apartment complex in Mount Juliet last night. Officials say the warning lights were flashing as the mom walked through the crosswalk. The 57-year-old driver kept going, but witnesses told police what his car looked like and officers were able to catch him. The mother and baby went to the hospital but are expected to be okay.
I'm Whitney Turner in the WVLT newsroom. A Sevierville man is facing charges accused of repeatedly hitting a dog with a hammer. We do want to warn you, some of these details are disturbing. The Sevier County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to a home on Pullen Road after being told a man was hitting the dog and pointing a gun at a woman. A woman at the home told deputies 19-year-old Jonathan Jones grabbed a pit bull using a slip leash and strangled it after it got into a fight with a husky. He's also accused of hitting the dog in the face with a stick and shoving it down the dog's throat. Deputies say the dog had cuts on its face and blood coming from its mouth. Jones is now charged with 2 counts of aggravated cruelty to animals.
Well, 2 former West Tennessee deputies accused of bringing an intoxicated woman to a hotel room for intercourse are facing decertification and could also face charges. Both of the deputies were fired from the Shelby County Sheriff's Office last year. Termination documents show that the deputy on the right of your screen found that woman slumped over in a parked car. Authorities say that the woman told him she'd been in a domestic violence incident and had been insulted. Instead of performing a field sobriety test, the deputies took her to a hotel room, and the officer on the left side of your screen is accused of having intercourse with her. It's now up to the district attorney to determine if the former deputies will face criminal charges.
A Crossville woman is accused of shooting at a man she allegedly thought was her boyfriend. The TBI says Becca Sparks is charged with attempted murder. They say it all started yesterday morning when Sparks allegedly shot into a car near a closed business off Highway 70E. The shots did not hit the driver. The TBI says Sparks reported it herself to law enforcement and later surrendered to deputies.
First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro tracking a First Alert weather day for anyone and everyone in the state of Tennessee. This is Friday, Stefano.
It will be a day to pay very close attention to your First Alert forecast as we really monitor the risk for strong to severe thunderstorms with gusty winds, hail, obviously heavier downpours, but isolated tornadoes will be on the table as well. It will actually start Thursday night into early Friday morning, but it's a lower end and more isolated severe threat. Doesn't include the entire state. So we'll be watching Friday morning, but it's really going to be later in the day Friday and Friday night where that severe threat expands across more of the state, and it's more of a heightened of severe threat that is in Middle Tennessee and parts of West Tennessee at a 2 out of 5 on that threat scale. High wind gusts will be one of the main concerns with any thunderstorm. Any storm, though, is going to have heavier rain with it, whether it's severe or not. The strongest storms could have some hail, and like I mentioned earlier, an isolated tornado is possible as well. Today, a spotty rain shower, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder, but most of the state will stay dry. 70s and 80s will be the high for today. This evening looking pretty quiet and mild as well. Tomorrow morning waking up in the 60s to near 70. Much of the day dry again tomorrow. Maybe just a little drizzle in some of the cloud cover. 80s, and we may even try to make a push near 90 around the Nashville metro before we focus on that severe threat for Friday. Maybe that late day shower like I mentioned on Thursday. Most of us, though, are looking good. Here's Friday morning. You'll see just how isolated that first batch of potential severe weather is. So it's mainly off to the north and west of I-40 that we'll be keeping a close eye on. A lot of us will dry out late morning and going into much of the afternoon. A brief little batch of thunderstorms will move in late Friday afternoon into early Friday evening, but it's really going to be late in the evening and overnight where the cold front comes through, and that brings us a more organized line of strong to severe storms, which will continue into the middle of our night. So just know we do have to watch for potential overnight severe weather, and I'll have more details coming your way the remainder of this week, Amanda.
New details about ICE operations happening in Nashville. The Department of Homeland Security has just released the names of 5 people who are now in custody. THP says so far they've made 196 arrests. 95 of those people have criminal convictions or charges that are pending. 31 had already been deported and then came back into the U.S. undocumented. DHS says these are 5 of the worst criminals that they've arrested so far in Nashville. One of the men is a registered sex offender. Another is affiliated with the MS-13 gang and is wanted for aggravated murder out of El Salvador. 2 of the men have prior criminal convictions for drugs and another for aggravated assault.
More than 66,000 child abuse cases were reported in Tennessee in 2023. That's according to the Kid Count Data Center. The McNabb Center says 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience abuse before they reach the age of 18. We sat down with child advocacy experts to learn how to help kids spot abuse. Child experts are saying it's crucial for parents to talk with their kids. That way kids feel safe and heard. Experts tell us it's important to help kids learn how to express themselves in any case of abuse. Once a child feels comfortable to report abuse, that's when a forensic interviewer can come in.
I mean, it's those small details that other people may not think is important that ends up being very important. You know, where objects are located or stuff that was used in the abuse.
Child health officials say most the perpetrators take a plea deal and go to jail because of the information collected during these forensic interviews. They are so critical. For cases that make it to court, there's a 95% conviction rate. Back to you.
Thanks for watching Tennessee in 10.